from each group to see who plays each other, but if one of the teams drawn has already played the team already drawn, that will go back into the side and we'll redraw from the remaining team. So I hope that's clear enough for you. We also have the bracket to sort out as well. So the bracket will be in order as we draw them. So the first two teams will be top of the bracket. The next two teams will be second in the bracket and therefore will meet each other in the semi-final. So hopefully that's all clear for you. We'll also throw up an overlay at the end to show you the 4 games. We will then decide after this little show which 2 games we show tonight from the quarterfinals once we've discussed with the admins behind the scenes, and we'll let you know. Those games are due to take place at 8 o'clock this evening local time, which I make it about an hour and 20, no, hang on. Yeah, about an hour and 25 minutes from now. So without further ado, let's make the official Logitech CSGO quarterfinal draw. Nixon for the first team.
Yep, just shaking the pot a bit.
And the first team drawn is, if you can show the camera.
NIP.
NIP.
All right.
Top of the draw from Group A, the winners with 3 out of 3. And they will play Pro Gaming TD.
Which is, by the way, who I said would
It
be
was.
a good
When we did the dummy
before.
draw, that's what we drew out.
And by dummy draw, you mean me lining them up
I do mean
as
him
I would like the
fixing
bracket.
them. Yes, indeed. So
Finalised.
NIP, winners of Group A, will play Group B runners-up Pro Gaming TD from Brazil. And that will be the first half of the top of the draw. Nixon, please draw the next team.
Copenhagen Wolves.
Copenhagen Wolves are in the top half of the draw, which means Very Games will be in the bottom half of the draw and will avoid NIP. Copenhagen Wolves will play.
Man, Mark, you really...
Yeah, they've really been tied up, haven't they?
All right, they're going to play Mouse Sports.
Okay, so Copenhagen Wolves will play Mouse Sports, runners-up in Group A yesterday. Some would say surprises.
And that could actually set up a very interesting semi-final between NIP and Mouse. They had a very close game in the group stage. They surprised a lot of people, yours truly included.
Yeah,
Mouse Sports
absolutely.
looked very strong.
Yep, okay. Mark, bottom half of the draw. First team from the group stages.
Very Games.
Very Games. So top of the bottom half of the draw. They miss NIP, of course, in the semi-final draw.
And this also means that if Absolute Legends were to come through, they will not be able to play Very Games because they were placed in the same group. So they are going to be at the bottom for sure.
And it is Absolute Legends. So Absolute Legends go to the bottom of the draw.
And we'll see who, well,
and
you should be able to make it out. But,
absolutely, yeah.
They've been here for too long. And it's
so
dynamic,
Very
of course.
Games will play Team Dynamic, which means that the last teams out will be Lemon Dogs against Absolute Legends. The 2 Swedish teams will go head-to-head from the BYOC as well. So interesting draw. What are your thoughts initially?
It almost ended up the way I imagined it. So I think we're in for some good games. That's for sure, regardless of who we pick to play today.
Are you happy or unhappy that NIP and Very Games are on either side of the draw? Would you have preferred to see them matched up somewhere in the semi-finals?
I mean, if we look at the past tournaments, they've been the 2 teams in the finals, so I think it's fair to say it's good that they are on the different sides, yeah.
Okay. And what other of those draws? What excites you? Did 2 Swedes teams meeting each other? Does that excite you?
I'm kind of excited to see what Lemon Dogs can do.
Yeah.
I didn't really know that much about them, and I think they surprised a lot of people.
Yeah. I think what it also does is guarantees that we'll have at least one of the BYOC qualifiers in the semi-final as well.
That is true.
That's quite cool. And Very Games taking on Team Dynamic. That's a tall order for Team Dynamic, isn't it?
It is, but they're both former Source teams, and I think that might make them match up better than some of the other teams would against Very Games. And Very Games didn't look very strong today, I don't think.
No,
in their group, you could definitely tell that they were struggling in some of the games against opponents that I think we all agree we thought they would kind of just steamroll.
Yep.
So that would also, by the way, was the pair that I picked as.
It was.
That would be entertaining.
Yes.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what the American guys can do against the Frenchies.
And then the final draw is Copenhagen Wolves versus Mouse Sports. You got to eat some humble pie yesterday because Mouse Sports were actually pretty good at times and qualified through. You didn't think they were going to make it through. Copenhagen Wolves, on the other hand, you had as the outright winners of the group. So how does that matchup look tomorrow?
I think they're actually going to be fairly even based on what I've seen at this tournament so far. I mean, it's always hard to gauge them, especially because they haven't gone to other tournaments yet in CSGO. So I think they'll probably match up well, and I think whoever wins that game is going to set up a good semi-final against NIP. I would especially like to see Copenhagen Wolves, just because we've already seen Mousesports play NIP. I'd be really interested in seeing how the Danish Source players match up.
Yeah, I mean, the way that the draw is set right now as well, it could be an all-Scandinavian semi-final tomorrow. We're definitely going to have one Swedish team in the semi-final. It will be Lemon Dogs or Absolute Legends for sure. NIP are taking on Pro Gaming TD, which will be a very interesting matchup, but you've got to fancy that NIP are the stronger team of those two and should make it through. So that's 2 Swedish teams through, and remember, we started this tournament with only 1 Swedish team in the entire tournament. So that's incredible how that's worked out. Copenhagen Wolves, obviously Danish, are going up against Mousesports, who do have 2 Norwegians in there as well, don't forget. And the only game that doesn't feature a Scandinavian anywhere in sight is the French versus the USA, which is Very Games versus Team Dynamics. So could be a good day for the Scandi countries tomorrow, Nixon. You're quite happy about that?
Yeah,
He's a homer.
I'm not complaining.
He's a homer.
All right, so let's just recap the lineups as you can see on your screen right now. NIP versus Pro Gaming TD. The winners of that game will play Copenhagen Wolves or Mousesports in the semi-final. And the other side of the bracket, Very Games versus Absolute Legends. And the 2 BYOC qualifiers, both from Sweden, Lemon Dogs versus Team... actually, that says Dynamic, but actually it's not. It's Lemon Dogs versus Absolute Legends. Why was that a bit... That was a bit odd, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
It's because we drew them at the wrong order. That's
right.
Probably what
And
messed it up.
they put up what they wanted to have.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it is. So just to recap, NIP Pro Gaming, Copenhagen Wolves versus Mousesports, Very Games versus Dynamic, and Lemon Dogs versus Absolute Legends. That is the quarter-final draw for the Logitech €40,000 tournament here at DreamHack Winter 2012. My thanks to Lurppis and to Nixon for joining us as well. Don't forget you can catch coverage on hltv.org as well as tuning in via Twitch, free of charge, only in HD. We'll be right back. Actually, we won't be right back. We're going to take a little bit of a break, but in around about an hour and 20 minutes from now, we'll have the first quarter-final. We'll put it up on hltv.org, and we'll let Twitch know as well exactly what we're going to be doing in terms of the quarterfinals.
That's, of course, an hour and 20 minutes.
An hour and 20 minutes.
So everybody has a nice little break to go get food,
Go
dinner.
get something to eat. Get up out of your boxes. Make your way down to the shops. Buy some fish and chips. You know what I mean.
Really? Fish and chips?
No.
Really?
I knew he was going to bring that. We just have fish and chips here in Sweden. Well, I had fish and potato, which sort of counts anyway.
Close enough.
Enough of this nonsense. That's it from us here in the studio. Right now we're going to take a break, and when we come back, it will be the first of 2 quarterfinals from the Logitech CSGO Championship here at DreamHack Winter.